Carol, and this is Rooted in the Chart, and today we're going to be talking about Aquarius Rising. We're going to talk about what it looks like, we're going to talk about who rules the chart, we're going to talk about who they tend to pair up with romantically in long-term relationships, and we're going to talk about an interesting transit that they have coming up. So let's get into it. Ascendant sign or your rising sign is basically just the mask you wear as you go about life. You don't do it for any particular reason, it's just kind of who you are. So if you are an Aquarius rising, what that looks like is somebody who just who they are is a very free thinking personality who cares very deeply about the community and humanitarianism, and they're okay with a little bit of disruption if it means that it's genuinely better for the community. It can also play out as technology, so it can be somebody who is very, very into technology and advancing that space. Aquarius rising can be so focused on their goals in the community that they actually come off kind of scatterbrained to the people around them. So it's a good blind spot to be aware of. You're so free thinking and you have so many intelligent ideas that sometimes the people around you, it can come off as scattered and even emotionally detached. Career-wise, what Aquarius rising is looking for is either a field that has technology or something that they can do to help the community at large. They tend to be big, free thinkers. You might find them in scientific spaces genuinely trying to advance the field, no matter where the science leads them. Romantically, who do they pair up with? Well, because they're so good at technology and problem solving and they're such free thinkers, they actually end up pairing with the opposite, which is Leo rising. Leo rising is a big, warm personality. They are excited that the party can start now that they are here. And they're all about self-expression and really it's all about me, whereas Aquarius is all about we. So of course they pair up because they are complementary in that they are opposite. Want to learn more about Leo rising? I did a whole video about them linked in the description box below. Who rules the chart for Aquarius rising? That would be Uranus. So Uranus spends about 7 to 8 years in one area of your life. So that means that you're pretty much focused on where Uranus is in your chart for about 7 to 8 years. This is different than a lot of other zodiac signs because a lot of the personal planets only take a year or two to go all the way around the zodiac. A little bit more depth to your rising sign, what you want to do is look at where Uranus is in your chart. So you want to note the house and the sign that it's in. So for example, if you have Uranus in house 10 in the sign of Aries, what that means is in addition to all of this humanitarian work you feel very drawn to do because it's just your identity, it's who you are, there's also this desire toward leadership and being a little bit disruptive in your leadership style that is going to be all wrapped up in this identity. So keep that in mind and do a little bit of research on where Uranus falls in your chart. If you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries. I made a 5-part series to catch you up. It tells you how to get your birth chart and it explains all the most important landmarks to kind of get you started. If you're interested, it's linked in the description box below. For an Aquarius rising, at some point you are going to have a Pluto over your ascendant transit. This is kind of a big transit. Pluto transits are power struggles and it can be like feeling like you have to really fight the universe for who you are and your identity. So if you're an Aquarius rising, I did a whole video about Pluto transits linked in the description box below if you're interested in more information. Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for the next 20 years, which means you're going to have this transit sometime in the next 20 years. So it might be tomorrow and it might be way further along. So if you have your Aquarius ascendant in earlier numbers, closer to 0, then it will be sooner. And if you have it closer to 30, it will be later. So go ahead and check that out and see when you're going to have this transit. Individual readings are now open if you want to go deeper. Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and I hope to see you in another one. Bye.